The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. Got my man Ant Petty Murphy in the building. What's good, my boy?
What's up, dog?
Man, I forgot to turn on my. I've been wondering these last few shows why it looks so dark. You know, so even with my light, it was looking dark. I had my exposure on my camera set to manual and not auto. So it's picking up less light. Crazy. Just crazy. Technology.
Players mess up too.
Yeah, players mess up. I guess, somebody didn't want me to shine. But what's good, man? How you been?
No. I've been chilling, man. I've been good, bro. Ready for this weekend.
Yes, sir. Ready for this weekend. It's a good one. It's definitely gonna be I'm feeling like some bacon. Feeling like a pig roast.
Man, it's some big games this weekend. You're gonna need to throw something on the grill. Might as well throw some hog on the grill, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's do that. Man, we got a nice little show. We got a special guest with us. Y'all know who it is. He brought that limited twang with him. Mr. Hot Take Brian himself. I ain't gonna even hold y'all up, man. We're gonna go ahead and get to it. But first, y'all know what we got to do. Hold on, let me do this. Get this out the way. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for watching. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate it. So let's go ahead and hold on. Let me slow down. Give a shout out to our sponsors over at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag. We'll be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Ladies and gentlemen, good friends with Lil Wayne. Y'all can see it over there in the corner. This is that Carter. Welcome back to the show, our good man Carter Bryant. What's good, Carter?
Oh man, I forgot I had this little thing that says Jamar over War.
I like it.
No, so for those that don't know, like the software, there's the potential to put like a little message under the thing. Mm-hmm. So it didn't give me a chance I don't normally include that little extra thing. But on one Florida State show, I did that, and I started a whole debate. Peter Warwick. So that's why it's Warwick. It says Jamar over Peter Warwick.
Right.
And dude, they were coming at my neck. They
sure
were after me. But
sure
what was wild was, the guest was a Florida State player.
Oh.
And he knew Peter Warwick. So he jumped on my show, and he had Peter Warwick call in. Like, he called him and put him on the spot. And the funny thing is, like, I looked up to Peter Warwick. I'm in my mid-30s. And if you're in your mid-30s, go ask LeBron James. That's LeBron James, one of his idols, and it's Peter Warwick. And he was Jamar Chase of that era. So that's why I don't want anyone to think that it's just crazy.
Listen, Peter Warwick had the best 2-yard run ever. The best 2-yard run. It was a play that got busted in the back. I don't know if it was Wildcat or what they were running or a jet sweep. And he got in the backfield. He literally ran sideline to sideline. And it should have been like a negative 9-yard play. He turned into a 2-yard play, but he ran at least 100 yards in that one play. So
yeah, that's top 5 college wide receiver all time, man.
Yeah.
Peter Warwick.
Ironically, he ended up at the Bengals too.
Yeah, I did. That one never made sense. Like, at all the bust, that one just that one keeps me up at night because I'm such a huge fan of his. But it is what it is. But good to see you guys.
All right, Carter, I know you've been on a tear. You've had several shows you've been trying to get in, so we appreciate you having us coming on with us. Before we get to this Arkansas game, I want to talk real briefly. We may have a spring football merger, USFL and the XFL. What are y'all thoughts?
It was inevitable. There was no way 2 spring leagues would be able to exist and be profitable, both of them at the same time. I think it makes sense from the XFL's part. They lost, $60 million. And then from the USFL side, the XFL seemed to have a lot more
popularity,
network, and popularity. I mean, they had a better TV deal. There was all these things that the XFL had better deals with, like Nike. It wasn't Nike, but you know what I mean, merchandise deals and things of that nature. So I think it's smart for both sides, and at the same time, the XFL seemed to have a better inroads with the NFL. So I think that it's smart from the USFL to kind of try to, as long as they don't try to change too much of the USFL product, because that product was working. But it's like Paul Sub said, it'll be interesting to see what teams they keep and what teams they don't, because I'm assuming it's still going to be just 12-team league.
Yeah. Let's talk about this. So I agree on that. Spring football in itself is just genius. I think it's genius. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope they keep the Birmingham team. I already know that's probably one of the ones they're going to get rid of.
No, I think the Birmingham team say that. They said the teams that were probably going to be on the chopping block were teams that didn't have a permanent home to play their games in, which puts the New Orleans Breakers potentially on the chopping block since they don't have a permanent home right now.
Yikes. All right. Man, let's talk about this LSU Arkansas game. I went back, and just simply because I didn't get a chance to fully watch it, I went back and watched the BYU Arkansas game from start to finish. And it looked like Arkansas came out energetic, fired up, and jumped out, and pretty much just jumped out early because it was 14-0 in the blink of an eye. And then BYU just came in and was like, okay.
Kept chopping wood.
Two double-digit, holes climbed out of, and Arkansas couldn't do anything about it. How does this translate to? I mean, football's not transitive property, but how does this translate to the LSU game?
For me, it doesn't. I think Arkansas deserved the result. I thought they were the better team. Yards per play, success rate, all those things were in their favor. just BYU was very opportunistic. They did a good job creating explosives. They made a few plays on special teams. They also caught a lot of lucky breaks in that game. But I'll tell you this. On tape, Arkansas looked very middle of the road. But the issue is while they were better than BYU, they choked. And on top of that, they looked very middle of the road versus Kent State the week before. And I think if you're an LSU fan, there is a lot of focus on the BYU game because it just happened. But the crumbs were actually there the week before. And what was interesting about that was, on the SEC channel, I, did all these different videos on different teams. So I started a general SEC channel. It went off. It had over 1,000 subs. You guys know how hard it is to get to that number. It's really hard. And the reason why I got there is because Arkansas fans were watching my content more than all the other fan bases. So I started, feeding them, right? You feed the hot hand, right? And I started doing the film studies. And not too long ago, that I called out Arkansas's team after beating Kent State, and they just look middle of the road right now. Yeah. But the thing that and you being in North Louisiana, this. The Arkansas fans care more about this game than LSU fans. It's always been that way. It'll always be that way until the end of time. There's no rivalry game where a trophy actually gets handed out that is more one-sided in terms of who wants what. This is Arkansas Super Bowl, and this is just another game for LSU. But as players, they hopefully don't look at it that way, and they come out and take care of business.
Yeah. I don't know how much you could take away from that BYU game. I think there's some moments and some tendencies you might could take away, but for overall, I don't think it really means much in the grand scheme of things. I think you could take away offensively some of the things BYU was able to exploit from Arkansas's defense, and you maybe try to do some of those things and add that and implement that to your game plan. But overall, I think you're kind of a different team than BYU is, so there's not much that you'll be, translating from what BYU did to what LSU will be doing. Maybe some of the things offensively, though, some of those concepts passing-wise that gave that Arkansas secondary some trouble. But other than that, I don't think there's too much that you're going to look at. You're just going to go in and approach Arkansas like you would anybody else.
Yeah. I just saw a lot of areas of opportunity. Kind of what you were talking about with that in that secondary. I know Mississippi State tried to go a lot more man on LSU, and it destroyed them. Arkansas was running zone, and BYU was wide open all night. Slovis looked he looked like freshman year USC Slovis against Arkansas. So that's why I saw. I don't know if we necessarily established the run this game. I mean, I know we'll have.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. It was so wide open to me. I came away from that game not impressed at all by Arkansas's defense. Arkansas's offense does look a little, they look like a threat. So,
yeah, I'm actually on the opposite end of that. I think Arkansas's offense is very flawed. Oh. Their receivers don't have juice. Their transfers from non-Power 5. I mean, I've made the comment on every show. I've been on. I'll do it again. Their two top targets, one comes from a college named Hillsdale, and another is Texas A&M Commerce. I didn't even know Texas A&M had a Commerce. Did you guys know that?
I did. I knew only because of I think it's like basketball. I think we've played them in basketball or something.
Right. I had no clue.
I didn't know they had a football team.
Yeah. So yeah. And that's their two best receivers. Their offensive line is in shambles. I feel like Pittman is a little burnt out. And I feel at this point that defensively they have a young, exciting coach who's hungry, trying to prove himself. And his name is Travis Williams. Arkansas, this is an all-black coaching staff. And it's a very You don't really see that all this often. And I thought overall that they've been pretty good. You look at opponent adjusted EPA numbers, they're the third best defense in the country. So why did they have all these open plays versus BYU? Well, it's because BYU did a good job scouting them. And those open plays that you saw, there weren't a whole lot. Like BYU on a per play success rate, they weren't really that good. They just hit big plays. Yeah. Now, why did BYU hit those big plays? Because Arkansas's defense is very aggressive. They get downhill. They've changed their whole mentality. From what Barry Odom was a far more conservative light box, Arkansas said, hell no. We're a defense. We want to eat. And they have really good corners on the outside. Obviously, Dwight McGlothern and Jaheim Singletary is a transfer from Georgia. He's a 5-star. So it's going to be harder for LSU to get some explosives, I feel. And I also think LSU needs to be prepared for some exotic blitzes. I also think this could be another big Jaden rushing game as well.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's much juice in Arkansas's offense, especially without Rocket. He was the explosiveness in that offense, and whenever he's not out there, they don't even look like an SEC offense. As experienced as KJ is, you would think that he would be more developed along as a passer than what he's shown. He's still a threat with his legs and his size, but he's not really much of a threat with his arm. And at this stage, I mean, you kind of – he is what a lot of LSU fans think Jaden Daniels is as a passer. You know what I mean? And so I don't think that there's much threat offensively for Arkansas. I think you can kind of stack the box on them and force them to beat you with his arm. And I don't know if he's at the point to where he can do that.
Yeah, nobody gets open. And they've got a really good tight end. Reminds you a lot of Mason Taylor, Luke Haas. KJ's made some really difficult throws versus Kent State. And he made some really difficult throws versus BYU. It's just these are a lot of difficult throws because
you can't do that over a 4-quarter period. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and
he's not sustainable.
And when his offensive line started falling apart, and he started pressing. The bad interception he threw, the pass protection was horrible on the play before. So when that happens, you get behind the sticks, you start pressing, and the throw he tried to attempt was open. It's just a really difficult throw. And he's not, I agree with you, he's not that level of passer. He does miss things.
Yeah.
But, for me, it is weird in this regard. This is KJ's third night game in Tiger Stadium. So, he started.
It's crazy.
Yeah, his first ever start was 2019 LSU. And obviously, 2021, he won the game. And then obviously in 2023, here we are. And I know he's going to be hungry because, he didn't get to play in this game last year. And there's been a lot of Arkansas fans saying, well, if we didn't have KJ, well, the whole game would have been different. So on both sides. So, yeah, he's a very interesting player. I'm still very bullish on him. And I think this is a guy who can come into Tiger Stadium and by himself make this a competitive football game.
Speaking of last year, Harold Perkins coming out party, obviously, was this Arkansas game. There's been some concerns, some frustrations, I guess you could say, about how he's being used this year. How do you use him against KJ?
Yeah, I think honestly this game is going to be better served for Mason and Mackay. I was on with some Arkansas YouTubers earlier today, the Woo Pig podcast. I like it because they have like a Wu-Tang it was so funny. It finally clicked. I was like, well, why don't they spell it Woo? I was like, oh, okay, there we go. But yeah, I think Wingo and Mason Smith have the chance to have an absolutely massive game because the middle of Arkansas's offensive line, which is ironic, their center was a Remington watch list guy, but their guards are a mess, and also their tackles are a mess. I've never seen an offensive line that was on their ass as much as they were. They were just sitting Indian style at the end of so many different plays. I've never seen it. And you go from going up against what BYU went up against to now. This could also be a Savion Jones game where, a lot of the BYU defensive linemen play a lot like Savion Jones. Just bull rush them. Make them dig their heels in and force you. So I think this is going to be a really good opportunity for Savion to have a big game too.
Yeah. Okay.
Last game, Omar Speights was out, and we had the breakout party for Weeks.
Yeah.
Him coming along the way he did, I think this creates a really good opportunity for LSU. If Speights comes back, you don't necessarily have to have I know they want Perk in the middle, but you can necessarily, flex him out and everything and don't have to worry about, is he going to catch on to, assignment wise and everything like that. I think this is, I don't know if Omar is playing Saturday. I hadn't heard, but this is going to be, I think we're in a whole lot better linebacker situation than we thought coming into the season.
Yeah, Omar might get Wally pipped here. I mean, it's Witt's probably better. Witt's really good. I mean, his high school footage is absolutely insane. Right. It was by far my favorite high school tape out of anyone. Highlights and then just regular, if you sit down and just watch the games, he's just good. He's a really good football player. And I like the coaching staff's boldness to quickly start him over his brother, right? Mm-hmm. So that's tough, but they made the right football decision. And Witt is clearly one of the best linebackers on this team. He's clearly one of the best true freshmen on this team. So very impressive stuff. Obviously, I still think Omar could be a piece of what we are going to do moving forward. But also, last year, this was a big game for Greg Penn. Okay, so you go back, and around this time, Brian Kelly had mentioned, well, you know what? DeMario Tolan's starting to play a good bit, and he's pushing Greg Penn for your role. And as we've seen with Miles Frazier the last couple of weeks, there's nothing in life, in sports, that will light a fire under your rear end than when a coach says publicly, we're thinking about the other guy. Mm-hmm. If you want to motivate your team, say, hey, you know what? Thinking about putting Timmy in at shortstop. I guarantee you, Tanner at shortstop, who's the son of the coach, is going to say, I'm not losing this job, Dad. He's going to work even harder. Okay? Right. It's just how it is. And Greg Penn is now kind of in this same spot where, it's not just, with Weeks he's going up against Omar. Now the positions obviously are different, but Greg wants to maintain a starter's role like he did this last year. And we might be in another situation, fellas, where we did not get the starting linebackers right for another season. So it could be the Greg Penn Week show the rest of the year.
That ain't a bad linebacker group.
It's not. You mentioned Greg Penn. I want to talk about the other Greg Brooks. We know his situation with the medical emergency that he had. And the team rallied around him last week for the Mississippi State game and played that game. Inspired played for him. But we know this game he had circled. Going, playing against Arkansas again. Do we see another inspired performance to play for Greg Penn again?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Greg Brooks.
Yeah, and even though they knew about it beforehand, this game is a big deal. I mean, Sam Pittman led his press conference talking about Greg Brooks and him playing for him, and obviously going home. This was a game, playing against his former teammates in Tiger Stadium. It's different. As his pressure points out, obviously that's awesome that the medical staff was able to, pinpoint this. Something else I think that is very underrated in terms of players, returning home to Baton Rouge. Brad Davis, right? So the Arkansas offensive line is now fell just completely falling apart. Well, Brad Davis was the O-line coach. There was a reason why that this has happened. So I know Sam, now that time has passed, probably feels some type of way about it because their offensive line is not playing well right now. And Brad's got our unit playing better. And that's obviously another minor storyline going into this.
Yeah. Speaking of coaching staffs, Arkansas lost both their coordinators going into the season. Do you think that this is a situation where they just need more time with their coordinators, or do you think that Pittman might have been kind of like in the Ed O situation where he's not really either side of the ball type of guy coordinator wise, and he can't really pick up for the slack for either of his coordinators, so he's just got to kind of live with the choice that he made at coordinator, and he might have two guys that are maybe not quite ready for SEC play.
Yeah, obviously, I'm a little bit more bullish on Travis Williams moving forward. Even though Dan Enos has more experience, I'm not sure if it's great experience. There's really only one offense I would consider Dan Enos being elite with, and that was the 2015 Razorbacks. Well, that's almost a decade ago. And that offense had a lot of good pieces. That was Hunter Henry, Alex Collins, Brandon Allen, and obviously Alex, passed this past year, but he was in the NFL all the way up until this past year. Right. Hunter Henry's been the best player in the Patriots. Brandon Allen is on the 49ers. A lot of those guys are a lot, and Arkansas doesn't have a lot of success in the league. A lot of those guys are still playing. So was it more of those guys, if anything else? And I think so. I really do. So I think other coordinators, especially considering that the offensive side of the football is more important, I think Dan obviously has been, the bigger negative, especially considering he's Pittman's guy. Sam and Kendall Browse, whatever your opinion is of them, we can get a completely different discussion about that one day about, the Browse family and all that. But Kendall Browse was a really good OC. And Arkansas fans were tired of him because he got too cute in the red zone every now and then. He was really good. Dan Enos and Kendall Browse and Sam Pittman were ready to split ways. Kendall bolted to TCU, and then Sam brings this guy back, Dan Enos from Maryland, and it's not been pretty. It has not been pretty. And yes, you could point to Rocket Sanders not being healthy. The holes weren't there for Rocket Sanders versus Western Carolina from the FCS in game 1. So they're a mess right now in every level of the offense.
Yeah.
Carl, let me ask this. Last week, it was a lot of stir surrounding A-Dot.
Okay. Yeah.
Why is it, or let me ask this. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. What makes A-Dot so important?
Okay. So A-Dot is pretty self-explanatory. It's average depth of target. So how many yards on average per target? The first thing that kind of bothered me about the A-Dot conversation is that it's not a be-all, end-all. It's a part of the conversation. You don't want to have a low A-Dot. So I'm not just completely ripping that away.
Right.
Something else is actually A-Dot is something I more heavily weight with wide receivers, ironically. But that's a different, philosophical discussion. Yeah. But yeah, A-Dot is a little bit overrated. Now, you don't want to just have a bad A-Dot. Like, for instance, part of the reason why I thought LSU was going to win this game this past weekend is Will Rogers is ass. He's not that good. He had a 5.2 A-Dot going into the LSU game, which is really low, really freaking low. So he doesn't take shots down the field. When you play a lot of teams that play 2 high coverages, okay, which means there's 2 safeties back. 1 high means middle of the field, there's only 1 safety back. You're going to have higher A-Dot when you play more 1 high, okay? Mississippi State played more 1 high. The other teams played more too high. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. Now, were there some deeper shots that Jaden could have at least thrown versus Grambling and Florida State? Yes. And we can go through specific examples of that very thing. There was a Chris Hilton shot at the end of the half versus Grambling. I thought he could have hit. There's a couple we can go over.
Right.
But it's not as important with Jaden in this way. You get so much more out of Jaden than just the verticality aspect of it. You get a great runner. You get a great leader. You get a guy who doesn't turn the football over. And those things have value, whether or not you want to admit it. Now, is Jaden is as good of a thrower as Michael Penix? No. But Michael Penix isn't as good of a runner as Jaden is. Right. So there's give and take with all those different things. So ADOT is important. I understand that there's some people on Twitter. Right. It is something, and also ADOT has the word depth, and obviously deep has been a big word this offseason for all LSU fans. But when I watch LSU play up to this point, I think Jaden has been very good. I really do believe it. And I can't wait to see what he can do this weekend versus Arkansas.
Right. Yeah, I think another thing with the ADOT is the play calling has a lot to do with the ADOT in that whenever you're calling bubble screens and wide receiver screens, it's going to bring down your ADOT. And we ran a lot of that against Grambling.
Or the jet sweep, the little pop passes.
Yeah, the little two-yard pop passes in the red zone. You know what I mean? And so play calling doesn't take into account, ADOT doesn't take into account the play calls and what he was asked to do on those plays.
Or the defensive coverage,
Yeah, and look, I'd be the first to tell you that Jaden missed some red zone balls.
Oh, yeah.
And with the Florida State game in particular, the only thing that I was truly deeply disappointed in, it wasn't the Lacey drop. It wasn't the BTJ drop. That's clear. They got to catch it. What really concerned me was that Jaden and Malik were not on the same page. And that was the one constant that LSU had going into the season. That was set it and forget it. We don't have to worry about that. We know Jaden and Malik are going to hit some balls that it doesn't matter what kind of coverage you're playing against. And we didn't really hit any of those kinds of throws in that game. We hit all of them basically versus Mississippi State. So, that was to me the biggest takeaway from that Florida State game. Jaden and Malik have, the game, and I'll end on this here. If you guys don't mind me.
No.
This would be my biggest takeaway from Mississippi State is that was a game where the offense did not play their best, but Jaden and Malik played their best. Okay. And if you're number one wide receiver and your quarterback play at an elite level, it makes the jobs of everybody else on your offense that much easier. Okay. Balls come out so much more quickly now. Even on deep routes, they come out so much more quickly. So if your quarterback and your alpha is connecting the way that they're connecting and your quarterback is playing the way that he's playing, it doesn't matter what the defense is doing. And that is, that was a big question for me with Jaden going into this year. Can he go out there and just win you a game? And even though Mississippi State blew him out, and even though the defense was great, there was nobody beating Jaden Daniels. There was nobody that was beating how good he was in that game. So if we get a few more of those games, it's going to be huge for LSU moving forward.
Yeah. Card, I know you're getting out here. I got one last question for you. Let's get a score prediction for you.
Yeah, and I appreciate pressure. I'm going to be seeing him this weekend, hopefully. Really excited getting to go to the game, taking my wife and getting to sit with her at Tiger Stadium for the first time, so it should be good.
That's dope.
Yeah, so I've gone back and forth on this. I really liked Arkansas to cover. It really was one of my favorite plays because they treat this game like royalty and they're going to come back after a loss. But the more I've watched them, it's just – man, this team might just be ass. They very well could be. They could just be a team that 2-14. So I am going to stick with Arkansas covering 37-27 at this point, but I don't feel too great about that.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you. I think it's going to be a blowout, but LSU doesn't cover, if that makes sense. And by a blowout, well, I say blowout. Blowouts lose. I think it's going to be a domination. I think it's a 2, maybe 3 possession game. I think it's 17.5 was last time I saw. So I think LSU can win by 17. They still don't cover, but they can win by 17. So I'm looking at like 38-21.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That covers. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
well, it's Arkansas covers, but yeah. So
hey, good.
And what you got?
Yeah, I can see 38-24.
Okay.
Another cover. There you go, man.
All right. Carter, as always, man. Hey, I do appreciate it. I know you got a lot going on, so best of luck. Thoughts and prayers, man. I know you're in the house with a Arkansas fan, so.
No, I've converted her.
Oh,
she got fully converted when she saw Kim Mulkey's outfit. She was like, I want to rock that. I was part of it. But now I'm gonna leave because Pressure did this on one of my live streams recently. He wanted to get into like one of these. Where does Malik rank on the all-time?
Oh, I get you.
Pressure's an all-time guy, and I had to put him in his place on some of these. Because he was trying to get on me for early Doucette being better than Malik, and I was like, "Come on now, that's not."
Whoa! I don't know about that Pressure.
No, it's not. Malik versus early Doucette is not close. That one's not close.
Now I'll give you one that's probably a little bit closer. Now I'll let you go. Clayton.
Yes. Now that's Malik. A discussion, and obviously that's we got to see how Malik plays the rest of the season before But Malik and early Doucette's not close. I know early Doucette probably hates me for that, but that one's not close. Michael Clayton, we can have a conversation. But guys, thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. Cheers.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right.
Hey, y'all. Thank y'all. That was our good man, Mr. Carter. All right. Man, we got some more games, man. We got some real good ones.
What we got?
All right. This one is kind of intriguing, and I felt confident going into this one originally saying that Alabama's finna get their second loss. I feel like, let's talk this Ole Miss Alabama. I felt like Alabama was going to get their second loss. I'm kind of backtracking a little bit. I don't know. Something about it. I'm going to tell you why. It's something about Lane Kiffin. I think Lane has great game plans, but he going to run his mouth too much.
Yeah,
and this might be a bad compare. You know how you had that one homeboy where the girl was feeling him, and he was going, you know what I'm saying? She was feeling him. She was going, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him my number. I'm gonna holler at him. We can go back.
He had to do too much,
and he did too much, and he lost out on it. Yeah, that's Lane Kiffin right now.
I'm just worried about Saban knowing too much about Pete Golden.
Oh. But it goes the other way. Pete Golden knows a lot about Saban.
Pete Golden ain't calling offensive plays. Pete Golden ain't got nothing to do with Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin gonna call that offense.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's. But that's just like, what about Tommy? What have we seen out of Tommy Reese's offense?
But I feel like
that makes you feel like Pete Golden can't stop it. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, Saban
you trust Jackson Dart.
Do I trust Jackson Dart? I trust him more than I trust
Jalen
Buckner, Milroe
starting.
I trust him more than any of them three put together.
I can't bet against Saban, dog.
I know that's another thing.
I know he lost versus Texas this year.
Yeah,
but Ole Miss ain't Texas.
They are not. I have not watched enough of Ole Miss to feel confident in saying, "Oh yeah, Ole Miss going to take them." I don't know if their defense has gotten better with Golden. If it feels like it might be. I'll say this, and you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. Lincoln Riley and Lane Kiffin had the same milkman.
Yeah. I feel you, but
what's good, Taraj?
I feel like it's very possible that Ole Miss can win. I just
it's that, and that's my dilemma. That's my dilemma. I feel like Ole Miss can win.
I mean, they got the receiver. If Trey Harris is healthy, shout out to Louisiana Tech. If Trey Harris is healthy and 100%, they got the weapons between him and Judkins to put up big plays versus Bama like we saw Texas do.
Yeah.
But
they could bear.
I don't trust Jackson Dart like I trust Quinn Ewers.
Let me and under 100% understandable. I feel like you can kind of rely on the legs of Judkins a little bit this year.
That's true.
Because Alabama's defensive line, they front seven they're not Alabama-esque.
To Alabama defensive line, they're not.
They front seven is not Alabama-esque. Because
that's true, but
to quote a great philosopher, name me somebody on Alabama's defense that scares you. Somebody said that. Somebody on this show said that.
Yeah, I mean that's my line, and there ain't one really, but at the same time, dog, name somebody on Ole Miss defense that scares you. You know what I'm saying?
Pete Golden, that's it. But and Pete Golden is not. Granted, I don't think that Pete Golden's just gonna come in and say today. I just don't. It's too many. Now we'll say
being played.
It's in Bama. It's in Tuscaloosa. So here's the thing. This is my play on this. I'm taking the under.
What's the spread? I should have looked all this up, I guess.
Hold on, I got it because I got my favorite little degenerate moments here. Hold on.
You got the site that got all the different spreads?
Yep, I sure do. Take a. All right, spread is 6.5, favoring Bama. Oh, it opened at 15.5 facing Bama. I mean,
man, if you would have caught that, boy, you win.
Oh, I would have took Ole Miss plus 15.5 in the heartbeat.
Oh, all day, every day.
But yeah, the spread is 6.5. The total is looking like 55. It's some sites have it at 54.5, some have it at 55.5. So the consensus, I guess you can say, is 55. So I'm taking the under. I think this is going to be more of a defensive game than anything.
The under,
which is crazy to say in a Ole Miss Alabama game. And Paul's Hub got got a good one. Ole Miss is a little suspect on the front lines. Tulane pushed them around for a bit, and I'm gonna keep bringing this up, but just because I'm so proud of them. Tulane beat South Alabama by a lot. I think it was like 20, maybe. I don't even remember the score. And then South Alabama went and beat Oklahoma State by 26.
I think I'll take Ole Miss plus 7. I think. I don't know. I might tease that.
Yeah.
But the under is what?
It's 54.5 or 55.5, depending.
I probably take that under.
Yeah.
I could see it being a 28-17 type game.
Yeah.
28-20, something like that.
Yeah. All right, man. Next one on the docket, man. Auburn at Texas A&M.
I have no idea.
I'm taking Auburn. I'm feeling Auburn. It's crazy part about it, I hadn't even seen a lot of Auburn at all.
I might take A&M just because I trust their quarterback more than I trust Auburn quarterback.
That's fair. I don't know, something about it that just got me.
I mean, I don't know nothing about either team. Yeah. I know Evan Stewart been having a great season, but just give me them.
The total is 51.5.
Over.
And the spread is Texas A&M 7.5.
I don't know about that one.
If it was 6.5, I might look Texas A&M. 7.5, I'm feeling more Auburn.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You said 51.5?
Hold on, let me go back to it.
For the over?
Yes, 51.5.
Yeah, I'm thinking Texas A&M win like 31-27 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely an over team. All right. Next one up. Mississippi State, South Carolina.
South Carolina. Easily.
Give me South Carolina. Big.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Big. I don't even know if I need to. Do I need to pull up the over and under on that one?
Just give me South Carolina.
All right.
Kentucky.
Oh, you already know. Next up, man. Kentucky, Vanderbilt.
Kentucky.
And yeah. Give me I'm finna look at the over under. Over under is 50.5.
Oh, Jesus. Give me under. That's gonna be like a 20.
I don't know. So I believe Kentucky can put up points. I don't know what Kentucky defense look like because Vanderbilt can score if Kentucky's defense isn't as what's called.
Man, that's gonna be a 27-10 type game, bro.
Yeah, so I don't trust anything Vanderbilt right now.
That's facts.
They cost me week 1. Oh, the spread 13.5.
A 24-10 type game, then that's what that's saying.
That's very tempting. Very tempting. Now, this next one gonna make you work a little bit.
Okay.
Florida State, Clemson.
What's the spread?
Hold on. 2.5.
2.5.
1.5 favoring Florida State, and it's at Clemson.
Give me Florida State money line.
Yeah. Ooh, I like it. What is the? Hold on, I'm gonna see what the money line is. Money line ain't bad. Minus 128.
Yeah, give me Florida State money line. I don't think Clemson got enough juice to keep Florida State.
Total is 55.5. I'm taking the over. Florida State can hit that by themselves.
I was about to say Florida State gonna get you 40.
Florida State can hit that by they'll get you at least 40.
Yeah, I don't think Clemson got enough juice to hang with them, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. They and somebody mentioned I think it was Chip Patterson from the Early Edge said in the last 6 quarters, Clemson has looked good, but they've played like FCS opponents.
Yeah,
so
that don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah,
their offense still don't look good to me.
Yeah.
What's the next?
Colorado at Oregon at Eugene. Yeah, I know. I know.
Give me Colorado in the 27.5.
Okay, I'll take that. Colorado in the 27.5. Hold on, let me get a peep of the numbers.
Stealing money, I think, though.
The over under is 70.5. I'm taking the under.
70?
70.5. 70.
With a 27.5 point spread.
20. No, it's actually 20.5.
20. I still give me Colorado.
Yeah, I would say Colorado. Here's the crazy part. Well, I know why. It opened at plus 15, but with that Colorado State game being as close as it was, it jumped to 20.5. Plus Travis Hunter is out.
Yeah, they saying 45-25 pretty much.
Sound like it.
Well, you said 70.
45, 40. Yeah, so
it's 40, 45-25. 70.5 or whatever. That's right. That's it. Yeah. I think it's closer than that though, bro. I think it's like 41.
I don't think you get that high.
Man, Colorado defense ain't that great. I think it's 41-31.
I'm thinking. So you think the over gonna hit?
Man, I don't need. I'm just looking at the spread wise.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I don't really. I can see it being 38-28. You know what I'm saying, something like that.
That's what. I'm feeling 38-28. I can see that.
Something like that. But I just think Colorado gonna keep it. They're gonna be able to score. I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Something else I just learned. Bo Nix at home over his career is like oh shoot. I forget what they said. Kylie. I want to say they were like 16-5 or something crazy like that.
Yeah, they probably win, but
yeah. So he's good. So yeah, he said Oregon has been scoring a lot these last few games. Yeah. The reason why another reason why what up, Renard? Another reason why I'm leaning more towards the under. That new clock rule.
When they play,
you don't get as many.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say you don't get as many possessions.
Yeah. When they played Texas Tech, it was 38-30. And that's their only FBS, Power 5 opponent this year.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that one. Next on the list, man, we got UCLA, Utah.
At Utah?
At Utah.
Give me Utah. Minus like.
Let me see what the spread is for you.
Give me Utah by like 6, 5, 6, something like that.
All right, so it's the over. The total is 52.5.
Give me the under on that.
The spread is 4.5 favoring Utah.
Yeah, see, yeah, I can see it. Give me Utah cover. Give me like a 24-20 type game. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But 27-20, something like that.
Yeah. Yep. All right, next up, BYU versus Kansas. This is a Big 12 matchup now.
Yes, wow.
Yeah. BYU Kansas. The spread is 8.5 favoring Kansas. That is wild to say.
Give me Kansas.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Kansas too.
I don't know about the spread.
I don't think they cover, but I think I'll take Kansas. The total for that one is 55.
Give me the over. I just think BYU took a lot last week in that game versus Arkansas. They got to go on the road again to Kansas, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, back-to-back road trips. I think they keep it close. Kansas pulls away in the second half.
Yeah. Shout out to Kansas. Hey, you want to know something crazy? So, small world. Kansas OC offense coordinator, Brent Dearman. He's the head coach at North Alabama up here.
Okay.
He has a player on his team named Jalen Daniels. The quarterback at Kansas is named Jalen Daniels. So it's just funny. But yeah, I like Kansas. I really like. I gotta look at their schedule. I don't think Kansas is. I don't think people taking Kansas serious enough.
I think they're better than that other team in their state.
That's true. You're gonna hold that against them.
You damn right I am.
That's funny. Hold on, I'm finna get the next one. Oregon State.
That's a good game right there, boy.
Washington State. That's a really good game. That's a sneaky, really good game. If this Pac-12 after dark, I'm up.
Give me Oregon State.
I don't know. I say that, but
give me Oregon State.
I'm taking Oregon State. DJU been looking real nice, and people been sleeping
So
on
is
him.
Cam Ward though.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. The over under the total 58.5.
Give me the over. Smash that over.
Yeah.
Smash
Spread.
that over.
Spread is -3 in favor of Oregon State. I could take Oregon State and the over.
Give me Oregon State money line in the over for sure.
Money line.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see what the money line is. Money line is 240. No, I'm sorry. Money line is 140.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that.
Yeah, money line is 140. Next one. Hey, we got a slate this weekend. We got a slate this weekend.
For sure.
Last game that I've got, then we can, you know what I'm saying, if you got some. Ohio State at Notre Dame.
Yep. Give me Notre Dame to upset.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. Notre Dame, the money line is plus 136.
The Ohio State offense, I ain't trusting it.
Yeah. The spread.
3, ain't it?
Spread is, I think it is 3. Hold on, let me get back to it. Yeah, the spread is 3. And the total 55.5.
Yeah, give me Notre Dame money line.
Yeah, I'm stay away from that total. Notre Dame can put up points, but I'm not so sure Ohio State can. If I had to lean one, I'll lean under for that one.
What you think about the Penn State Iowa game? The under.
So the over under is 40.5. I would actually lean over.
Penn State minus 15.5 or 15 or whatever it is.
I would take Iowa plus the points. I think Penn State wins the game, but Iowa's actually been putting up. And if you want to it's crazy to say that. If you want your offense to score, put it in the contract.
That's true.
Yeah. So, yeah. Trying to see what other games. UNC Pitt.
I don't know about that one, my boy.
Yeah. UNC
ain't been looking as hot as they were supposed to.
Yeah, they 7.5 favorites, and the total for that one is 50.
Yeah, I ain't touching them.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what else. I think that's it. That's all the slate. Now I got one just simply because by the time we get on, the game will have started. UAPB at Alabama A&M.
Alabama A&M should win that game.
Of course, there's no spread or anything for that one. You know, at least not here. At least not what I'm looking at. So give me A&M in a close one.
Yeah, I think A&M should win that game for sure.
Yeah. Oh. No, I said they favored by 9. A&M. So I don't know if they win by 9. I can see them winning by a touchdown. But I don't know. Well, you know what? I take that back.
I could see them winning by 9.
I could see them winning by 9 if Langford was playing.
You don't got trust in Casey?
It's not that I don't have trust in Casey. I don't think the offense is the playbook is not as open with Casey.
I got you.
Yeah. Maynard has a lot of trust in Langford. Because I don't know the reason why he wasn't even. Well, I'm not gonna go there. Not right now. Running back wise, if they can get that, the ground game going, it'll be a long night for UAPB. Because that two-headed monster Morrow in England is nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty. They ain't do nothing last week against Southern. So, yep. Taraj says Grambling and TSU. We're gonna talk about that one tomorrow. Definitely gonna talk about that one tomorrow. Yeah, I got a whole slate. I already got the slate for tomorrow. Wrote up. I'll send it to you. I gotta send it to you. Any other notable games? I think that might be it for college.
That's all I got.
All right, NFL Week 3. I don't even have the games.
Saints and Packers.
Saints Packers. I'm gonna be honest with you, because this one's in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say the favoritism in me want to say the Saints, but I don't know if I can trust the offense right now. Put up points.
Packers favored by 2
at home too. Golly.
Mm-hmm. I think they're getting Aaron Jones back, so
this will be the last game without Kamara too, ain't it?
Yep. And Jamal Williams most likely missing the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I hate to say it. Betting wise, I would take the Packers, but I want the Saints to win. Of course,
I might
of course.
take the Saints plus 2 points though. I don't know if they can keep it close.
I would tease it if I had to. I would tease it.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, there you go. Tease it.
I would tease
Tomorrow
it.
night we got the Giants and the 49ers.
49ers big.
About 10.5.
Big.
No Saquon.
Give me that 10.5. I'll take it.
All right, Colts, Ravens, Baltimore -7.5. I almost said Jamal. Anthony Richardson out.
Give me, Baltimore easy. Shout out to T. Martin. That Lamar has looked like a different quarterback this year.
Titans, Browns.
I'm gonna lean Browns.
No Nick Chubb.
I'm gonna lean Browns.
-3.5.
I will lean Browns money line.
Yeah. I'm with Broncos, Dolphins. Give me the
Dolphins. Dolphins. What's the spread on that one?
-6.5.
Yeah. Give me. I will say Russell Wilson don't look necessarily bad though.
They defense do though.
Yeah.
And they gotta travel to Miami for a noon game. Yeah, give me the Dolphins. Jets, Patriots, New England -2.5.
Give me the Pats.
All right. Bills, Commanders. Bills -6.5.
Commanders cover. Bills win.
I can see that. Falcons, Lions.
In Detroit too.
Yep, -3 Detroit.
Trying to think who they just played. They just played Seahawks.
They just lost to the Seahawks.
Lost to the Seahawks, but they went up and then lost in the end, right?
Yep.
They got Geno.
Came back. Yep.
Yeah. This will be the first road test for that young Falcons team.
Yep.
Give me the Lions.
Okay. Texans, Jaguars.
Jags
-9.5.
Well, nope. Jags -9.5. I think they can do it. If I was gonna tease Saints in this one, Saints and the Jags.
Okay. Chargers, Vikings must win for both teams.
The Vikings just added Cam Akers too.
Yeah, it's a push. Even money. Even on the spread.
Give me you know what's crazy? With it being even money like that, you could tease this game, put this in the season, and pick both teams as long as they within that 6 points.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm gonna take Vikings though.
I'm gonna take the Chargers. Seahawks, Panthers. Seahawks -6.
Give me Seahawks. Seahawks to cover.
Yeah, I think so too. Cowboys, Cardinals. Dallas -12.
Cowboys to cover.
-12. That's a lot. All right. Bears, Chiefs. Chiefs -12.5.
Where is this at?
Kansas City.
Kansas City, but Bears cover. Bears cover.
I say, yeah, that's a lot.
I'm gonna keep hammering this point.
The
Chiefs offense is not moving the ball, it's not scoring.
They don't look the same without EB.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of people was on his neck. Shady, I'm looking at you. You looking real stupid right now.
Steelers, Raiders -2.5.
Where is this at?
In Vegas.
I'll take the Raiders.
All right, 2 Monday night games. Eagles, Bucks. Philly -5.
Eagles. I'll take Eagles, but Tampa. I'm gonna take Tampa Bay to cover. I would take Eagles to win because Eagles, although they've been winning, they don't necessarily look like last year.
Yeah. And then
Tampa Bay, this will be the the first real test for I don't want to say it like that. This will be the first. I think this will be a good measuring stick for Tampa Bay. I'll say it like that.
I got you. And then Super Bowl 56, I think. Rematch.
Yeah, rematch.
Bengals versus the Rams. Bengals by 2.5.
Rams. Bengals. Joey B. I think he re-aggravated that that cow.
Yeah. Is he gonna play?
That's another question. If I gotta pick today, I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah.
Who actually are starting to turn back around to get back to that.
They look pretty good, though. Puka.
Yeah. Man, let's do this before we go. We now have a semifinals.
Yep.
Set up for the WNBA.
Yep.
I actually watched the last of the Suns Lynx game. Suns left no. Matter of fact, it's funny. Lynx got out when I turned to it. Lynx were up. It's like 6-3. Suns hit a 3, and it was over with after that. They hit a 3 to tie it up. Huh?
Shout out to AT.
Thomas. Oh yeah, she did her thing. What's good? HBCU talk.
I think she gonna finish top 3 in the MVP voting.
Okay. Semis. You got Suns, Liberty, and Aces. Who on the other side? Aces, Wings.
Yeah. Aces, Wings.
I think I honestly think we coming down to a Aces.
You know what it's coming down to?
Aces, Liberty, finals, and we can go ahead and end the debate. Is Candace Parker back or she out for the season?
She ain't back yet, man. That's why I say it ain't gonna be the same. But I think you finna have 2 damn good semifinal matchups.
Oh yeah,
because the Wings were one of the teams to beat the Aces this year.
Yeah.
They got some size down low with Sabale, with Tierra McGowan. That's gonna give the Vegas some trouble, and then obviously Ogunbowale doing what she does, making ridiculous shots.
Who?
Ogunbowale.
Yeah, I just couldn't. I wasn't gonna be able to say it, so I just need you to.
And then you got the Sun versus the Liberty, and the Sun have beaten the Liberty a few times. Sun deep, man. Deanna Bonner, Dewana Bonner, Alyssa Thomas. like I mentioned, gonna be top 3 MVP candidate this year, in my opinion. Tiffany Hayes, Natisha Heidemann, they got some. They not as deep as the Liberty, obviously, but on any given night, they can. Alyssa can go for a triple double. Dewana can give you 20, 30 points, and then they can beat the Liberty on any given night. So I think it's gonna be 2 good semifinal matchups.
Yeah, I feel you. It's a crash course though.
I believe it is, but you gonna have.
Yeah. It's got to be
I think
played.
you're gonna have at least one trip up by one of these 2 teams in the semifinals. It ain't gonna be no sweeps.
Both might go 3 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep in both of them.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Let's get ready to wrap this thing up. Pause. Got anything else before we get up out of here? I'm trying to think. It was something else. I'm trying to think if it was another story. We talked about. Cam Akers. Michigan. We mentioned last week about Michigan State. Mel Tucker. Michigan State is moving forward with his firing. Yeah.
Got to be more careful.
Got to be. Trying to think what else, man. What else?
Oh, Marcus May from the Saints suspended for PED use. But I mean, I don't know if that's
I thought it was DUI. Somebody said DUI.
They said PEDs.
Oh.
Let me check Nick Underhill page. But I'm pretty sure it was PEDs. I don't see it now.
Okay. This will be the first weekend where HBCUs didn't have the best matchups. This is the first real weekend of college football, in my opinion, where you've got an actual slate of games where it's like, okay.
Oh, okay, my bad. It was substance abuse. So I guess,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it might have been that DUI. Yeah, next 3 games.
All right, I'm looking. I don't see anything else popping up worth talking about.
They had a little thing at Louisiana Tech tonight with Terry Bradshaw, Carl Malone, Teresa Weatherspoon, Willie Rofe, and Kim Mulkey all got recognized.
Gotcha. No comment. Thoughts and prayers. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this? Warren Sapp supposedly is going to be joining Colorado coaching staff as a D-line coach.
Yeah, next year, supposedly.
Next year, yeah.
We'll see. I don't know if Colorado's going to go for that.
Gonna be interesting. Oh, LSU baseball picked up 2 big commits this week too. One, when I say big commits, one was like a 6'9" pitcher. I think the other one's like 6'4".
Randy Johnson on the fucking.
I know. Yeah, literally. When I say big pickups, they literally are. So
6'9", boy. Can you go block some shots? Matt McMahon need to holler at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's it then. We'll be back next week.
Sunday.
Next week.
All right.
All right, we'll talk. Do it up this week. Down goes Arkin. This show is betonline.ag. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.